Scott, Barnes and Noble. Logo's fantastic. Really nice job. You get wonderful contrast. Really great. This is so scalable. It's beautiful. I mean, no concern whatsoever in my mind placing this at very small sizes. It's going to remain very, very, very much legible. Your letter spacing is excellent. I think that the assembly, the general mechanics, visual weight is just gorgeous. Good use of principles. I got just one comment here, and it's not even enough to warrant a deduction. But right here, the space between the E and the S is a little bit wider as we see nice, beautiful, consistent letter spacing all the way around, except right there it's a little bit too wide. I would just reduce that letter spacing a little bit, just create a little bit more consistency here. But other than that, I think we're looking just beautiful on the end. Nice job. Very contemporary, very accessible. Very contemporary too. I think that you really, really brought a contemporary flair to the logo, and I think the rebrand is outstanding. Very good work. Speaking of outstanding, Scott, this is a good ad. It really is. It's beautiful work. I'm so impressed here. You have been paying attention, and it's very, very obvious. This is beautiful. Good job taking my recommendations too. I hope you can see that the recommendations worked. I mean, this is just clearly just a gorgeous ad. I'm a little on the fence about this object right here. I may have used Photoshop to take that out. I just, it's a little bit unusual, and mostly because everything, it's such an unusual perspective. The dog is great, and I'm a dog lover, so I was immediately drawn to the dog. I'm so used to that look right there. That's not my dog. My dog is a Staffordshire Terrier, kind of pit bull mix, kind of gorgeous dog, but he's big. And when I lay on the couch and I pull out my iPad and I do some reading, I fall asleep. And then 15, 20 minutes later, I open my eyes and there he is staring right at me. So I can really relate to this right here. So I love that. That's a little bit unusual, though, only because it's really unrecognizable. What is it? That's the only thing is, what is it? So at any rate, I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Really, really nice repetition. Wonderful use of contrast, wonderful hierarchy, good use of emphasis. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous ad. Hats off to you, my friend. You've been paying attention and you have some outstanding results here. I would say both of these are portfolio worthy. So when it comes time for your student portfolio, I would definitely consider these for inclusion. I think, boy, I want you to try something here. This type might be just a little bit larger. When I say a little bit, I'm talking about a point or two. So what I want you, let's see, this is 8.5 by 11, likely, right? Let me just check. 8.5 by 11. Okay, so yeah, let me get rid of those rulers. They're a little distracting. But I would recommend is printing this out. Now, be sure you print it out on grayscale. Okay, don't suck up all your color ink. But what you want to do is you want to quick draft, print it out, take a look at the spatial relationship between this type here and the composition itself, as well as the relationship with the headline subhead. Typographic configuration right there. It might be a little bit big. I'd say 8.5 by 11. This is probably, boy, I'll bet it's 14, a 14 point type size, maybe even larger. But I bring that down to 12 or so. And you'll see when you print it out, you'll see quite often. And it's a great idea for you to print out your work before. The difference between an on screen and on paper is really dramatic. Things on screen seem to be much smaller. When you print them out on paper, you'll see elements become really large, specifically typography. So keep that in mind. All right, I've really enjoyed having you in class, Scott. I think you're excellent. I really do. I think you're an excellent student. I think that I know I've said this before, but you're providing a leadership role for your classmates to follow, and I've noticed that in this class. And typically there are a couple of students in each class that do assume this leadership role, where other people kind of wait for them to post, and I've noticed that here. So you're definitely doing some good stuff here. So please keep up the great work. Now, of course, please feel free to keep my contact information. If you need me for any of your future educational needs, please don't hesitate to contact me. And that includes if you want me to provide critique for future projects, maybe in a different class. I don't want to step on any toes whatsoever, but I certainly am willing to provide another set of eyes on your work. Um, critique, advice, design advice, absolutely. Or if you just want to pop in and say hi one day, that's fantastic too. So again, please feel free to keep my contact information. And I just again want to remind you to take that course evaluation, that student evaluation, really super important stuff. And I appreciate it. It's been wonderful having you in class. I think you're just a model student, and I really appreciate all the work, effort, and leadership role that you have played throughout the week. So thank you very much. All right, Scott, questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above, please let me know. I'll be glad to provide anything needed in that regard. Thank you very much, sir. Great class.